What up, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing a reaction to Coryxkenshin Spooky Scary Sunday. Just wait. I'm just charging the laptop. I'm just gonna put the laptop on charge. I don't know what that is. This. So, it's not. I got others, but I've also got watermelon lollipop, Scooby snacks, and some shrimps. So, let's do this. I deleted one of my uploads because it was way too glitchy, you couldn't see it, so I'm gonna do a redo of that pretty much. Just with coryxkenshin. One of the best YouTubers ever. This is his first, actually second really. Pretty much second. But Spooky Sunday, so let's do this.
Kind of early for the video, huh? It doesn't start for about, 3 more minutes. Wait, don't leave yet. Might as well just hang out with me till it gets started. So I want to pitch you guys this idea, alright? You see, I'm all cozied up. Got the little Voltron. Yeah, I'm not tall enough. It was getting cold here in Michigan. October's coming up, and I thought this would be a good time to implement a series where every Sunday we watch some scary videos. I was thinking something like Spooky Scary Sundays. But that's a mouthful. It might be a little too long. You know what you guys think in the description. They can write in the description now, huh? You earned this one. Down in the comments, hashtag SSS, Spooky Scary Sundays. You guys remember when we reacted to that Llama Arts video where your boy got permission? Llama Arts herself, or himself, I don't know what you are, approved and gave us permission to react to their videos, so you don't gotta feel bad. I'm not stealing anything. I got permission. Conscience is clean. I'm thinking every weekend, every Sunday, we can react to some scary videos, some horror animations, creepypastas, whatever y'all want to do. Well, that being said, I'm gonna get a snack for this. You might as well come with me, right? Now, this is the part where I just would move the camera and then we would be downstairs, but no, y'all, I ain't cutting nothing out. Y'all just about to just walk with me, I guess. Doing all right this Sunday. Doing some editing. It was rendering a video, actually. I was thinking, while you're here, you could slice that like button for me. I really appreciate it. Some people don't understand how far that goes. And Samurai, we're trying to reach like 4 million subscribers before the end of the year. That'd be incredible. Probably not going to happen, but I'm thinking some Pop-Tarts or some... You guys like juice boxes? You guys drink those? Capri Suns? Is this too much? Too much? Okay. Today, if you want to do your freaking intro, you're gonna have to... How many more times do I gotta sit through that? Alright guys, so this first one is called Fishing Stories Animated. Now, Llama Arts, I'm a big fan. I'ma just say this so there's no misunderstandings, nothing's getting misconstrued, alright? Your link's down in the description. Llama Arts said that they like my videos, so let's get it. Daryl's Pond. Oh, is that the name of the story? Okay. We'll rock with it.
There used to be a pond about half a mile away from my old house that I would commonly go fishing in. It was nicknamed Daryl's Pond. I still have no idea who Daryl was or why it was called that, but nobody owned it, so people would once in a blue moon go fishing there as well.
Okay.
It was usually me by myself, though. I had dug a pole into the ground where I would tie a noose to and from my small kayak. I'd say it was about 3 in the afternoon when I rowed out to the middle of the pond, the sweet spot for getting a decent catch. There was another person coming out from the trees.
Oh, heck no!
Gave him a
Okay, I'm not gonna be pausing it today, but is that John Scare Spectre?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scares here. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scares here.
Coming out from the trees. I waved at him and gave him a smile. He hopped into a small boat floating by the edge of the pond and began to row over to me.
For real?
As he got close enough where trying to speak to him wouldn't come off as obnoxious, I gave him a friendly, "Perfect day, isn't it?" "Yes, absolutely," he said. He didn't say anything after that, and I started to feel a bit awkward, as if I were obligated to keep some kind of conversation rolling now.
I hate that feeling.
"So, you come out here to throw some lines?" I asked. "No, I don't actually fish."
What the freak are you doing out here?
"Well, it's never a bad day to relax on the pond," I said. He continued to row closer to me until his boat collided with mine, creating a big thud.
Are you serious?
Genuinely uncomfortable now.
You look at his face. This big old pond out here. And you just want to roll. It's like when dudes go in the bathroom. It's like 50 stalls. You go to one random one, you know, somewhere down the side. And then somebody come in and come to the stall right next to you. That's all this room in here.
I wish that things could be more boring, never raining, always pouring. I wanna have.
I didn't feel threatened, just weirded out.
Nah,
I was only 24 years
me.
old. This guy looked like he was late 40s or 50s.
Ugh.
There was an awkward silence. I tried to just act like I was focused on trying to make a catch, but by now that wasn't even on my mind.
I'm getting out the...
This guy was weird. I didn't know what he wanted, and I was uncomfortable being so close to him. I felt him looking at me, or at least in my direction, as I faced halfway to the opposite direction of him. I took a quick glance to my right. Yeah, he was staring at me. I just...
Hey, what you doing over there? Catching a little fish?
decided to be ballsy and lock eye contact with him. After about 4 seconds, he looked away.
Nah.
So,
Nah.
where are you from? I asked him.
Why is he trying to talk to him?
Up there. He pointed behind himself in the direction of the woodsy hill leading past the dirt road. Oh, you live by Suffolk? I asked. No, I'm not, he said.
Where do you live?
What made you decide to come out here? I said. Why not? I continued to try and uncomfortably fill the awkward silences that kept coming up.
Leave.
His responses were dry. He didn't contribute anything to what was barely a conversation.
Trying to talk to your crush. Hey, how you doing, girl? Okay.
They're not doing anything, with half a smile on his face, looking either at me or in my general direction throughout. I was creeped out. My heart was racing at this point.
Leave!
Go as far as saying that I was nervous for my life. We were surrounded by trees in all directions in the middle of a pond.
Dude.
I started to row a bit closer to land, but in a very low-key kind of way, trying to play it off as me just trying to find a better spot to find some fish.
Don't follow me, dude.
I was horrified when I saw he was following me.
Oh my god!
Have a great day, huh? I felt a shake in my voice. I got close enough to the edge of the pond where I finally told the man, I think I'm going to call it a day.
Yeah.
I turned to see his reaction. He was still staring at me, but his smile was gone now.
What do you want?
I can't let you leave, he said.
Oh, no.
He lifted his flannel to expose a handgun sticking out of his jeep. As soon as I could process what I was looking at, I dove out of the boat for land. The whole mile uphill through the woods back to my house, and locked every door and window as soon as I made it home. I pulled down the blinds to the dining room window, leaving it open just a crack for peeking outside undetected. It started to get dark out, and I left every light in the house off, still peeking out to the front yard, making sure I wasn't followed.
Nah, I'm going to
The time came when I finally decided I wasn't followed.
That is what you should do. If someone pulls out a gun, do not hesitate. Just duck and roll around. Well, if you're about to get shot, just stay where you are.
I realize now, like you, that not calling the police immediately was a huge mistake.
Oh.
I kept my bedroom windows open to let the room air out. My bedroom was on the second floor, so I wasn't worried about being watched through the window. About half an hour after shutting the light and falling under the covers, I heard the sound of leaves crunching from outside.
No! He found your house?!
I sat up to hear it more clearly. It was definitely something walking around out there. Normally I would assume it was a deer or a bear, but after what just happened, I would...
Y'all know what time it is, right? Don't look at me confused. Y'all know what time it is. My man is outside the window. It's only one thing I can do. It's only one thing I can do. Hey. You want to be outside my window? That's cool. That's cool. I got something for you. I got something for you. You want to be outside my window? You about to get this buckshot, baby boy. Now what you trying to do? I'm telling you, y'all think I be playing over here? Let somebody.
Still in paranoia mode. I sat up as still as a statue, except for my shaking out of fear, waiting as the sounds of the steps stopped. Hey buddy, you up there? Are you trying to sleep? Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. I felt like 100 pounds just fell directly onto my chest. It was the same voice. I knew it. Right away. I didn't make a sound. I crept out of the room, quietly downstairs to the kitchen, and grabbed the phone, practically crawling on my way out to avoid being seen through the open blinds. I called 911 like I should have earlier, in the temporary safety of my bedroom. I made sure to whisper into the phone, as I was still hoping that he hadn't yet heard or spotted me. 20 minutes felt like an hour as I sat behind my bed, waiting for the police to arrive in constant fear that I would hear glass breaking from downstairs, or a thud on the back door, or even just a voice again from down below my window outside. The police did a thorough investigation of the property in nearby woods, turning up nothing. They suggested I stay with a friend or a family member for a few days.
You gotta move.
So I did.
You gotta move now.
I never heard from or saw the man again. I still moved a month later. I couldn't deal with the constant fear and paranoia of being watched through my windows.
Thank you for having common sense. I feel much more comfortable fishing out by the bay now. Did he get killed by something else? Yo, that story was lit. Alright guys, this next one is called Hitchhiking Horror Stories Animated. I am an avid non-supporter of hitchhiking. Hitchhiking Horror Stories.
3 months after I turned 16 in 2005, I got my first car, a 99 Toyota Camry. On a warm Saturday night, when my friend Alex invited me over to one of his friend's big parties, I knew I wouldn't be in a condition to drive the Camry home afterward. So we carpooled with Alex's girlfriend, Brianna. We lived in the countryside of Virginia, meaning less big parties, meaning when there was a big party, it was a huge deal and everyone would go. We lived about 5 to 10 minutes away from this kid's house. I knew where he lived as I was acquainted with him, but not exactly friends. The whole ride
Not
there,
a good
we took
idea
the
to go.
same two-lane highway type road through the woods, and this kid's house was actually on this road further down. At certain points on this road, there were a few houses on either side, and then it would just go back to being a long, empty highway again.
Okay.
The house was tiny, like a lot of houses around the area, but the party was held outside anyways, since his closest neighbors were relatively far away, and noise wasn't an issue.
Dope. Let's get
I'll
it.
skip most of the party up until the point that Brianna, who was supposed to be our designated driver, had to suddenly leave for a small family emergency. Alex
Okay.
said it was fine and that we'd find a ride home. Well, fast forward another few hours and another few drinks, and I could barely even walk straight.
Hey.
I checked my watch. It was like 2 in the morning. I figured it was time to go. I started looking for Alex, but I couldn't find him anywhere. In fact, it seemed like everybody I knew had already left.
Oh, no.
I could barely even think straight, but I was still furious at the fact that Alex could have actually left without me. I asked to use the party host's phone and dialed Alex's home number. After 2 tries, I gave up and then realized I shouldn't wake his family up. So, literally not knowing what else to do,
Kind of friend you go to a party with where he leave and forget about you. It's 2 a.m. Narrator is toasted. He can't drive home. He don't know nobody else at the party. If y'all ever go to a party and you drunk and you just can't get a ride home, you don't got cash for Uber, call me before you hitchhike, all right? Oh, you need my cell phone number? All right, it's 73-800-588-2300
Today, I dizzily stepped out onto the road and began walking back home. I knew this walk would take anywhere from half an hour to an hour in my condition. Maybe after 15 minutes of walking down the road, the slight shine of car headlights on the road was fading in from behind me. Jumping for joy inside, I lifted up my arm and stuck out my thumb.
Why?
As the car neared, it slowed down and came to a stop.
You never know who is pulling up.
The man driving the '98 Ford Explorer rolled down the window and asked where you headed. I told him my house was just down the road and beyond a right turn, probably slurring my words beyond comprehension.
You know he drunk.
He chuckled and told me to hop in. I thanked him and joyously hopped into the truck. I was exhausted, and I remember completely disregarding things the guy was asking me because I was so close to just passing out.
No.
And that's what happened.
No.
The memories of being in that truck turned to a fog, as I'm sure I passed out.
He passed out in his car? Oh my gosh, this dude can take him anywhere.
He's gonna wake up in like a basement, on a chair, tied up.
Next thing I remember, I woke up still in the moving truck. The guy looked at me and laughed, but didn't say anything. I looked around.
What are you laughing at?
The road we were on wasn't familiar. I nervously asked, where are we going? He then said, so what were you doing out this late anyway?
Answer my question!
As the man answered my very straightforward question with another irrelevant question, the sobering reality of the situation hit me. You can let me out anywhere, I told the man. The man
You have no idea where you are!
No. I felt like throwing up as he said that. No, I really actually felt like I was going to throw up. I started to gag as I felt more and more nauseous by the second.
Yeah.
The man took his eyes off the road to look at me, and that's when I thought of the perfect distraction.
Yes.
I turned in his direction as I continued to gag, and he started to kind of lean away and slow down the car.
He's like, he kidnapped some dude. He started freaking barfing. He's like, dude next to him. I just started spazzing. My dude be like,
Thankfully, I drank as much as I did, because I finally threw up and made a point of doing it all over the man's lap. The man yelled in frustration and stopped the car, and that's when I took it upon myself to run for my life into the woods and duck behind a few bushes.
He hit him with the throw-up finesse.
The man came following into the woods with a flashlight, and on 2 separate occasions, he shined the light straight over me without noticing. Eventually, I heard his footsteps walk even further into the woods past me. That was when I ran back to his truck, but unfortunately, he was smart enough to lock it.
Oh, freak.
By some
Why's he out here
miracle, I saw
looking?
another car approaching in the distance, and I ran out into the middle of the street, waving my arms like a lunatic.
Yes.
The car tried to
They
avoid
could be a
me,
killer,
but I
though.
wouldn't let it. They were forced to stop, and I yelled at them to help me before they came back. Once I told them that I was kidnapped by the man who was driving that Ford Explorer, the driver agreed to give me a lift. Not to the police station or anything, but to my house. I made it back safely, where I couldn't thank the driver enough.
Thank you.
I immediately woke up my parents and told them. My dad wanted to know if I got his tag number, and then I felt like punching myself in the face. I failed to get the simplest information from the guy that would have allowed me to actually properly report him.
Dang.
All I knew was that he drove a faded blue 99 Ford Explorer. I made sure to give Alex a piece of my mind, and part of me always held a grudge against him ever since, just for abandoning me at a party without telling me.
When I see you at school tomorrow, you getting creamed. Take that as you will.
I haven't seen him in 4 years now, however, and this was actually the first time I even thought about this incident for almost a year now. As time goes on, even the worst of memories may start to fade, but after writing this to share with the internet, it's once again fresh in my mind.
That music. Yo, clap that up. Llama Arts and Mr. Nightmare, which I learned is the narrator, or the narrator. It's like a two-hit combo. Mr. Nightmare is dope at the freaking narration, and then Llama Arts just brings it to life. Y'all want to do one more? All right, let's just do one more. I don't know how long Spooky Scary Sundays videos are going to be. This is just the first episode of the series, all right? If y'all want a weekly, Spooky Scary Sundays, like button down there. Its last story is called Babysitting Stories Animated.
It was during a blizzard in Valley Stream. I was getting paid $250 to watch some couple's kid while they went away for the weekend.
Hey.
His name was Matthew. This took place on the first night, which was a Friday night. Matthew was already supposedly asleep, while I was in the living room watching a movie. I got a knock at the door
What are you watching?
and looked at the clock. It was close to midnight. There was no way I was opening it. Not even 10 seconds later.
Oh my God! Could you imagine it being like midnight? And then somebody just at your freaking front door like...
I heard the sound of 2 or 3 men angrily... 10 seconds later... I heard the sound of 2 or 3 men angrily banging on the door, telling me to open up. I felt like...
How many doors is out there?
I took a peek through the blinds, and there was somebody standing right on the other side of the window.
Oh my
I
God!
fell back in fear, and after managing to get back on my feet, I ran to the kitchen phone first.
Doing a YouTube video, go away. Well, why is that easy? Because I'm watching something. No, God, away. Away!
Thing to call the police. They said because of the weather, it could take a while for an officer to get here. I was told to take the child and hide somewhere until an officer arrived. They wanted to keep me on the line, but I wasn't thinking clearly in the heat of the moment and hung up. However, it wasn't until I ran through the living room that I realized the banging had stopped.
What?
I took a second peek through the living room window. Nobody was there now.
Oh my gosh, where are they? Oh!
I heard the sound of glass
You
shattering
did.
from a few rooms over. My knees started to feel weak as I realized they had just broken the window and were about to climb into the house. I had to run to get Matthew. I couldn't just leave without him. Of course, when I got upstairs, there was no time left to run back downstairs, as I already heard footsteps and laughter coming from downstairs.
Oh my
I covered
God.
Matthew's mouth with my hand as I ran with him into his toy closet. A few minutes dragged on to what felt like half an hour as we sat there in the dark closet. Matthew began to squeal as footsteps on the carpet reached the outside of his bedroom door. There was more than one person. They came inside.
No.
There weren't many places to hide in this room.
Oh my gosh.
I was actually reflecting on my whole life, so sure I was gonna die. We heard the sound of a police siren outside, even from in the closet, and then I heard one of the men in the room mutter, "Oh, shit." I opened the door back up as I heard at least 3 pairs of footsteps hurriedly rushing down.
The police got there in about a hot 7 seconds. Let that have been Detroit, Michigan. Good luck. We'll be there in about 45 minutes.
Stairs. They didn't get far, as the police later found their footprints in the backyard, leading to our shed. There were 5 men in total, and they were all arrested.
5? Oh, this one is creepy. Right, his name is Maxie. I already know. Guys, that's gonna do it for this week's Spooky Scary Sunday. Hopefully some of those...
They look good. Alright, let's do that one.
If you've just played your greatest round but had screen record turned off, you've compromised enough.
With a record return of 20% last year and a top long-term performance averaging 9.7% over 10 years.
Reel it in. I got a bag. Tell a friend. She's got a potato. I'm peeling it. I am the news. CNN. Yeah.
Hey, not Vsauce. Corey here. The lighting is pretty bad. Let's move. Hey. How you doing today, little mama? Guys, today, as you may know, it is Sunday, which means it's time for another episode of Spooky Scary Sunday. We had to skip the last 2 Sundays. You already know what's going on with my family. We got another animator that we're reacting to today. I got permission. I think it's called Snarled or something. But I talked to the lady. She was super dope, and it's about to be lit. But before that, come on. Y'all already...
They smell like cheese and bacon shapes. Now I'll try it out. They help. It tastes actually like bacon.
Hey, no, it's nighttime. Matter of fact, y'all just come in the cupboard with me, because I don't know what to choose. So I set up. Come on! Like this shy, dang! How many years we known each other? You just subscribed yesterday? What the freak are you doing? You got, obviously, we got fish. But I mean, who not feeling this fat can of ravioli, though? You know what I mean? No? I'm gonna grab a water. Okay, the first story is Babysitter's Worst Clown Nightmare. Now, this story was actually recommended by the creator herself. Snarled, I'm a big fan. We talked on Twitter, remember? Momo, you ready for this? I hope this leaf is your ear. Don't do it again.
I'm Sapphire. Want to hear something scary?
Hey.
So a few years ago...
Whoa! An animator revealing their true look-alike? I mean, what? Identity?
So a few years ago, there was a pretty well-off family that lived in a really big house in Newport Beach, California. A mother, a father, and 2 small kids. And one night, the parents decided that they wanted a night out for themselves, so they hired a babysitter. She was maybe about 16 years old. So when the babysitter got there, the parents gave her a little rundown of what to do.
Right.
And the mom pulled her aside.
I was gonna get a drink of water. YouTube. Okay, got some water. Yep.
And said, once you finish tucking the kids in, do you mind watching TV in our bedroom? The kids have been having nightmares lately and waking up screaming, and our room is right next to theirs, and so it's a lot easier to get to them. Yeah, sure, I can do that. So the babysitter...
No. Hold up. My eyes watering. Something is wrong. Y'all know I got scary sense. Something is wrong. So after you debriefing me about what to do with your kids, you pull me to the side and say, by the way, can you watch TV in our room? What's going on with the rest of the house? My eyes start watering. Something is wrong.
Children waved goodbye to their parents. So after a few hours of watching TV, it was time for bed. And as she was tucking them in, one of the kids said,
please don't let the clown get us.
Of course I'm not going to let anything happen to you. So she turned off the lights and went next door to the parents' room like the mom had asked. But the second that she stepped inside, she froze. In the far corner of the room was a clown statue. Just a really lifelike detail.
I don't think that's a statue. I have a feeling that's not a statue. It's probably going to be black. It's probably going to move and kidnap the girl. Because that's probably... I don't know why anyone would have a clown statue in their bedroom. And they said before, don't let the clown get us. So that's not a statue.
Oh, the creepy statue. No wonder these kids have been having nightmares, she thought to herself. So she went and sat on the bed and tried to watch some TV.
That thing just staring at
looking over at the statue. Was the statue looking at me like that before? It was way too creepy for her, so she decided to go downstairs to the living room and watch TV there until the parents came back. So she's watching some TV for a while, and then her phone rings, and it's the parents just checking in.
Hey, we're on our way home. Just wanted to check in and see how things are going.
Everything's great. The kids are all asleep and in bed. I hope it's okay, but I decided to watch TV downstairs instead. Your statue was really creeping me out.
I'm sorry, what statue? I'm sorry, what statue?
Look at my headphones. Are you kidding me? That was a real clown midget. My dude was just in the corner like this. Move the chair. He was in the corner like... Oh, that's a creepy statue. Meanwhile, this man is breathing over there.
$300 for that and $2,000 for this, way too expensive. But today I'm going to show you guys how to get all this stuff for a lot cheaper. Okay, so first, go to one of your favorite...
Watching you walk around the room.
The clown statue in your room, it's really creepy, so I decided to leave the room.
Get the kids now.
Wait, what?
Get the kids and get out of the house now. We don't have a statue.
Just then, she heard screams. She dropped the phone and ran up the stairs. The bedroom seemed so much farther than it did before. She opened the door. But she was too late.
Oh my!
So apparently there was a little person serial killer that would dress up as clowns and break into people's houses and murder people. I really hope that never actually happened. This really is an urban legend, but...
Oh, this ain't llama arts on this channel. People be getting bodied at the end of the story. Sapphire, why'd you send this to me? Now I'm about to be... Y'all heard the story. This goes to all my parents, samurai out there. If your kids is telling you it's a clown running around in a little clown suit, they might be telling the truth. Alright, we're gonna watch one more snarled. This story is called Have You Heard of Hachishaku-sama, the Japanese Slender Man? Now, boku wa coryxkenshin desu. Nihongo ga hanaseru yo. Soshite, boku wa kuroi. Ima, scary story kiku.
There's something dangerous abducting children in this area. Hey, I'm Sapphire.
What?
Want to hear something scary?
Yo, I like her little intros. Hey, I'm Sapphire. Want to hear something scary? What you're saying is I'm not as good at it. Hey, my name's Corey. Want to twerk in my... Hey.
You've heard of the Slender Man, but have you heard of the tall, slender woman? This next chapter is a Japanese urban legend called Hachishaku-sama, which means 8 feet tall.
Dang!
My grandparents lived in a small village in Japan. Every summer, my parents would take me there on holiday to visit them. The last time I saw them was the summer when I was 8 years old. My grandparents were inside the house, and I was playing by myself outside in the backyard. I heard a strange sound. I didn't know what it was, and it was hard to figure out where it was coming from.
Cryptic. Risey. Sample that. Sample this. I'm rapping over this in the next Spooky Scary Sundays.
Strange sound. I didn't know what it was, and it was hard to figure out where it was coming from. I was looking around, searching for the source of the noise, when I noticed something on top of the tall hedges that enclosed the backyard.
Okay.
It was a straw hat. It wasn't resting on the hedge, it was behind it. Oh. That's where the sound was coming from. Then the hat began to move. It stopped at a small gap in the hedge.
Oh!
I could see a face peering through.
Oh, heck.
It was a woman, but the hedges were high, almost 8 feet tall. I was surprised at how tall the woman was. I wondered if she was wearing stilts or some sort of huge high-heeled shoes.
Nah.
Then, a split second later, she walked off, and the strange noise disappeared with her, fading into the distance. Confused, I got up and went back into the house. My grandparents were in the kitchen drinking tea. I sat down at the table and told my grandparents what I had seen. They weren't really paying attention to me until I mentioned that distinctive sound. They both froze.
Oh, she could do it too.
Grandma's eyes grew wide and she covered her mouth with her hand. Grandpa's face became very serious and he grabbed me by the arm. This is very important, he said, very intensely.
All right.
How tall was she?
8
As tall as the garden hedge?
What?
Where was she standing? When did this happen? What did you do? Did she see you? I tried to answer all his questions as best as I could. He rushed out to the hallway and made a phone call. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but after he hung up, he walked out the door. Grandma?
He did.
What's going on? There's something dangerous abducting children in this area, she said. We call it Hachishaku-sama. It takes on the appearance of an extremely tall woman and says,
Hey, you know I'm listening to a scary story right now. You scared the freak out of me. My sister freaking breaking into my house. What's going on? Record? Huh?
Whose car is out front?
It's a car out front?
Did I interrupt you?
Yeah, that's how I had to press pause. I was like, back to the Hachishaku-sama. Hachi means 8, by the way. 8 foot tall. Oh my gosh, how did I just realize that?
In a deep voice. A long time ago, it was captured by monks and they managed to confine it in a ruined building on the outskirts of the village. They trapped it using 4 jizo, small religious statues that they placed at the north, south, east, and west of the ruins so that it could not escape. But somehow, it did. The last time it appeared was 15 years ago. My grandmother said that anyone who saw it was destined to die within a few days. It all sounded so crazy. I wasn't sure what to believe. Just then, my grandpa came back, but with an old woman who called herself Keisan. They took me upstairs to my bedroom and began covering the windows with newspaper, with ancient runes written all over them. Kason placed small bowls of salt in all four corners of the room and a small Buddha figure in the center.
Give me the protection.
The sun will be setting, so listen carefully. You must stay in this room until 7:30 tomorrow morning. Do not open this door for any reason.
She placed...
You know I got a question right off jump. Where am I supposed to pee? I'm gonna have to get a bucket.
Placed a bucket in my hands.
Not even to use the restroom.
My grandparents and Kason left the room, and I locked the door after them. I couldn't believe what was happening.
Yeah.
Was I really going to die in a few days? I turned on the TV to try to take my mind off everything, and eventually fell asleep. I was awakened around 1 a.m. by a tapping sound on the window.
No.
It's probably just a tree or something, I told myself. Then came a knock on the door, and I heard my grandpa's voice. Are you okay in there? If you're scared, I can come keep you company. Hearing his voice, without thinking, I rushed over to the door. But something didn't feel right.
Yeah.
I looked at the bowls of salt in the room. All four of them had turned black. And then I heard the sound again.
Bro, this is creepy.
The tapping on the window continued. I knelt in front of the Buddha and began to pray. I was so terrified and caught up in my chanting that I didn't realize the sounds had stopped. I checked my watch. It was 7:30 a.m. Carefully, I opened the door and ran to my grandparents. We all got in a van and headed straight for the airport. Apparently, there were others who had escaped the grasp of...
No. I would have waited till at least noon.
Hachisakusama, as long as they never stepped foot in Japan again. So 2 years ago, when my grandpa got sick, he refused to let me visit him. He even left strict instructions in his will to not let me attend his funeral. I couldn't believe that this creature prevented me from saying goodbye to him. So when my grandma called a few days ago to tell me she had been diagnosed with cancer, I wasn't going to let her stop me from visiting. It's been 10 years, Grandma, and nothing has happened to me. We don't even know if this thing is real. I'm not going to let it stop me from seeing you.
If you say so, dear.
I love you, Grandma. I'll see you soon. Like this video, chills, and
my eyes are watering. Oh my gosh. First of all, that monster's a freaking idiot. I would have went over there until I heard that noise. Alright, so I told you guys in order to send me scary stories for Spooky Scary Sunday to go on Twitter, hashtag SSS, Spooky Scary Sunday, at me, at coryxkenshin, and then drop the link to the story. First ever samurai recommendation comes from Wolf of Fry with a story called Who's Hungry? I don't like it already. I don't like it already. Dang, look at the arm. Hey, you're gonna regret that. It's not a good idea. It's not. Yeah, done. David Ott. I'm a big fan. Please don't copyright strike me. The video will be linked in the description. So these kids... Oh my... Oh.
Hey, wanna play some video games? I know I do. I haven't seen the sun in years. So, let's play League of Legends.
Where's her brother? Oh! That was the last victim! Oh, he's frozen. He's done. What's he doing with it? Blended him! You gotta get out of here. This is on some little nightmares right now. Why is he so freaking gigantic compared to them? Uh-oh. Don't make any noise. Bro, tell me she ain't Sasha 6 right now. Yep. Why you got the hiccups? Okay, he didn't put a lock on it. He didn't put a lock on it. It's time to be a hero. He literally eats kids. We need a distraction. Nope. Don't wake up. Don't wake up. Oh, she's going for the kill. What? She hit him? She got him? Oh! Let's go. Let's go. Come on. This is all your freaking fault. Big Willie. Alright, come on, come on. Are you kidding me? Again? I have no... And you eating kid, by the way. Stop eating that! Come on! Oh! You're done! You're done! It's all freaking... Oh, got him! Red got him! Oh my God! Bro, press it! Oh no! 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 Let's go! Let's go! She is a savage!
That sounds like Godzilla.
David! Everybody clap that up. Whoa! Big old freaking jelly bean brother. But we gotta give him credit though. He saved her life at the end because she was about to get shredded. Literally. Alright, you guys. Leave your favorite story down in the comments. Shout out to Sapphire. Thank you for blessing me with permission. If you have some scary videos you want to see me react to,
Everyone subscribe to coryxkenshin anime. Okay, that'll be it for today's video. Yeah, will not be. Easy, today's video.